everyone, and welcome to the Spiritual Insight Show. I am Reverend Tiffany White, Sage Woman. This show is brought to you by True Psychics Network. You can, of course, I'm sorry, I was kind of distracted there for a second. Already, just the beginning of the show. My dogs are a bit wound up, so if you hear them in the background, hey, what can you do, right? Just let them play. The fact that Gracie is hiding behind the show. So cute, right? Ah, and fairies and guides and woo! All right, focus, grasshopper. All right. Again, welcome to the show. I'm Reverend Tiffany White, Sage Woman. The show is a TPN TV, TruePsychicsNetwork.com TV show. Welcome everyone who is watching live. And you're watching this either on the Ustream TPN channel or you're watching it through TPN TV page on True Psychics Network website. If you're on the website, I do suggest that you click on that link to take you to the Ustream. This way you can chat with others in the chat room. There's a live chat, and also with me. I'm able to read the chat. So that's a great way to communicate with myself as well. So welcome everyone in chat. And thank you so much for your beautiful comments. And so, all right. Well, today here in Connecticut, he found the squeak toy. Really? Oh. Oh. Today in Connecticut is a rainy day. It's kind of dark and cloudy, and as a matter of fact, for the last week we really haven't seen the sun too much. It's been hiding behind the clouds, and so it's kind of takes its toll. People who are sensitive to like the weather and they need the sun, and so it's what's great about this time of the year is that when you feel this way, all right. When you start to feel, because it's so much yin energy, all right, that really, yin energy, which makes people, you're supposed to anyway, do some inner work, all right. This is why it makes you stay inside, take care of your inner work, that type of thing, all right. To try to always balance yourself and to make sure that you don't experience any type of depression is, for me, I always find, is light some candles, because nothing beats natural lighting, all right? And certain lights too, like fluorescent lights, are just so harsh. Have you noticed that? Fluorescent lighting is not just harsh on your eyes, it's harsh on your energy. Pay attention. I actually like a dimly lit place than something that's just so bright and it hurts your eyes. And there's people with sensitive eyes and sensitive energy. And so it's these new light bulbs and stuff that they're coming out with too. It doesn't help. LEDs are great. That's fine. So, but just pay attention to how you feel. And these big industrial type of stores have all this lighting, and I know stores are supposed to be light and bright, but to me it makes me not want to stay. It makes me want to leave. So you want to get people to come in and stay, and I'm not talking about that it has to be so dark, but you can at least adjust, kind of shade the lighting, because there's so many people who are sensitive to it. So a way in your home to take care of that, though, is to have some yang colors, some very much yang colors, red, orange, yellow, and wouldn't you know, with the holiday season, those that celebrate Christmas and put up Christmas trees and have these lights, guess what the colors of the season are? Red and green. So it really helps us to feel balanced when it's raining and snowing, all right, during this time of the year. So absolutely it does help. So when you find yourself starting to slip like that, I just suggest to do a candle meditation. Light a candle, stare at the flame, Take deep breaths and imagine the sun. Close your eyes, imagine the sun, and you're feeling the sun's warmth shine down on you. That always helps. It really does. And I used to experience seasonal depression, and I was able to when I recognized what was going on and was able to keep myself balanced, and I don't experience it anymore. All right, so I totally understand those that do feel that way. And all right. Oh, and I made a video this morning. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, on YouTube, look for Goldylocks Temple of Healing. I'm not sure if you can find it by my name, Tiffany White, but I mean, just try it. But Goldylocks Temple of Healing, I posted about a 10-minute video. It's a Holy Days tour of Goldylocks Temple of Healing. With all the decorations up, and some people have, when I do this show, you're only seeing really one shot of this area, and that's in the office. And so some people had wanted to see what the rest of the temple looks like. So I did that. I shot a video this morning. So please check that out. Welcome your feedback. And again, it's not, and I just wanted to say something here. It's not to show off. All right, it's an inside peek, and for those that aren't local and that just kind of wanted to see and wanted to know. And we shouldn't ever feel guilty about how we decorate and about the material things that we do have. And this, believe it or not, this time of the year guilt seems to really be one of the big things that is challenging. And we'll get back to that in a few minutes. I want to go ahead and do like I normally do with the opening, is to have the numerology of the day. And in numerology, we take numbers down from digits of 1 to 9, a single digit of 1 to 9. So we're going to use today's date, the complete date, okay, which is December 9th, 2014. So December 12, 1 plus 2 is 3. Its date's the 9th. And in 2014, of course, and those of you who know what number year is this, it's 7. All right, if you were to add, like, let's just do this for those who maybe this might be the first time viewing. 2014, 2 plus 0 is still 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. And then 3 plus 4 is 7. So 2014, what's left of it is the 7 year. Now it's going to be very interesting because next year is going to be 8. And most people, it's the infinity number, isn't it? Infinity. Beautiful. Beautiful. 7 and 8 are very spiritual. So let's see. Can't wait to what next year is going to bring for us all, right? Woohoo! Just one day at a time. One day at a time. All right, so if we were to add the whole date up from today, 3 plus 9 plus 7 is 19. 1 plus 9 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. Today is 1. Is a 1 energy type of day. And let me tell you, this is a high energy day, regardless of what the weather is. It is potentially one of the most dynamic days to start a new cycle, to start a new project, to start something. It is a day of beginnings and a day of changes. The day to put new ideas into action and begin working on the things you have been putting off. Your independence is important today. It's time to stand on your own 2 feet and forge ahead, even without perceived support from the outside. Not outside work, inside work. The possibility of meeting someone new is very strong. Of course, this time of the year, if you socialize, it's going to be a very strong time of the year for that to happen. And just commenting here in chat. There you go. So, speaking of numerology, on the True Psychics Network website, truepsychicsnetwork.com, there is a tab magazines. If you click on that, that is our online magazine. And every day or daily, Jane Alton posts her daily numerology. And she channels the energies for everyone. And she's in the UK. So it's right on. It's universal, these messages. So I encourage you to check that out and read that and feel the vibrations of her message. All right, and also on the True Psychics Network website, every Monday is horoscopes to put back on. We're a little behind this week, so today I'm going to be channeling the horoscopes for the week. And please check the website by this evening. It should be updated. We've got some updates to do to the website, so it's taking a little bit more time than usual. But guaranteed, check it out. You'll enjoy it. And not just the horoscope page, but every page, every part of True Psychics Network. And speaking about that, there is also a tab on there called Annual Charity Event. True Psychics Network is going through right now the annual charity event. It started November 1st and runs to the end of this year, December 31st. So it's just kind of fun competition for charity is what it is. Each member, you vote for a member of True Psychics Network. Each member has a charity that they have selected. Now the member that wins in the voting, their charity wins. So right now, I mean, we're so grateful to have had some more donations come in. And this is what you're going to see. That's part of the website upgrade is we like to put the supporters' names on that page, annual charity event, and also too, several of the free gifts are going fast. So that needs to be updated. But thank you everyone who has supported this. This is for charity. Check out all the wonderful members. Right now, TPN member Jeremy Ryden is in the lead with the votes. And so his charity will be the one so far. If it were to end today, he would win. So if you would like to see a different member in their charity win, go in and vote. Go in and vote. And if you can, donate. And we accept any donation and are just very grateful. And even if you can't make a monetary contribution, please take the time to sit down and just send love and light and healing in all directions to everyone. All right? That makes a huge difference. It really does. All right. So, isn't it interesting though? It's raining outside and I always find I have to drink more on days like this. It's kind of like, trying to match the outside weather. Who knows? But stay hydrated, and also do just the energies when they're very, very high. Stay hydrated. All right, so now this is really fun. The crystal message of the week. Crystal message of the week. And I'm going to actually spell it in the chat as well because, I can butcher a word. And I just want to make sure I am pronouncing it correctly. All right, and we have a Crystal Reiki Master in the chat. So, Chip, you can correct me if I say this wrong. Right. But the crystal of the day is Pietersite. It's Pietersite. All right, that's the crystal of the day. All right. Of the week. I'm sorry, not of the day, of the week. So, Pietersite is a stone of willpower and inner guidance. It assists in activating insight and inner wisdom. I think I need a chair made out of this. A couch. A lounger. It would be great to meditate with, or just sit, wouldn't it? That'd be great. All right, let me read some of this chat. Thank you, everyone. More viewers tuning in, and thank you so much for the compliments in the chat room. Thank you. And hey, Tink, yay! Thanks for joining, each and every one of you. Thank you. And oh yes, the smoothies are really good. Really, really good. I love smoothies. Anyway, so all right. So that's the great crystal for this week. Also have a power animal message for the week as well. And I was kind of surprised and kind of giggled. Was glad at the same time. The power animal of the week is goat. A goat. So the goat represents the now and the present. It also has these characteristics of independence, sure-footedness. Now, those of you who've seen mountain goats, they climb very high. They're very sure-footed, right? Getting over guilty feelings so that you can climb higher. Seeking new heights and agility. Now, it's not ironic that is also, I am a Capricorn, and the goat symbolizes Capricorn. So the sun doesn't go into Capricorn until the 21st, 22nd. Or the winter, when it's time for the winter equinox or winter solstice. So then that's Capricorn, and that's the goat, sign of the goat, so to speak. And goats have gotten a bad rap. Oh, they're bad, they're evil, they're the sign of the devil, blah, 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 blah. Whatever you want to believe. But why in the world would you project that type of negativity on a goat? It never made sense to me either. And Capricorns, I have to tell you, are the most independent, stubborn, sure-footed. We are always seeking those new heights. And I'm not trying to brag. Each sign is beautiful, no matter what time you were born. All right? And the agility. Here's the thing, though, is that the thing that can block you, can block anyone, is guilt. And that's why I said this time of the year, ironically, because of Christmas, too, or any holy day, sometimes they use guilt to control you over, with your religion or your beliefs. And I'm not going to pick it just on the church or your religion. It could be your family. It can do the same thing too. You make you feel guilty. If you don't agree with guilt and fear, all of it is used as a control mechanism. We have all caught on to that by now, right? We all know that. And yeah, and then also too, there's guilt. Thank you. I'm reading the chat associated with presents. You feel guilty if you don't buy gifts, and that's so not right. But look at what society has portrayed. Paintings and portraits and commercials. And of course, the businesses like that. If they're trying to sell a product, of course, it's always about the gift giving and everything. That's what they're highlighting. And you know what? The biggest gift, if you can't afford something, volunteer. Donate your time. Just be there for neighbors. It doesn't have to be something so hallelujah in your face dramatic. Somebody take my picture. Somebody put a story in the paper. No. Those that truly like to do something will do so under the public eye, so to speak. And that's beautiful. You don't do it just for, hey, look at me, I'm doing something. No. And even if it starts off that way, that's okay. Because you will be humbled very quickly when you're helping others. They'll knock you down to reality, to the real reality, very quickly. And absolutely, that's a great one. Go caroling, provided you aren't tone deaf, or that, it's not dangerous anymore, to step on someone's property and start singing. Like, oh, what are you doing? But that is so beautiful. It's singing. So maybe going door to door caroling, if that's what is acceptable, in a community, that's great. But just to get a group of people and just go, you gotta be careful, make sure that the community embraces this and that no one gets hurt. So, anyway, hey, you never know. Oh, anyway, some properties now are just so dangerous to even walk on. So, but yeah, these are the kind of things, giving back to the community, whether it's working at a soup kitchen, whether it's, what, it doesn't have to be something either that grandiose. Charity starts at home. Invite people over to have Christmas dinner, or just to just to have the time together. And it doesn't have to be a particular day. It doesn't have to be Christmas Day. It could be, any time within that, the 2 week celebration, really. Holy Days is like a very sacred 2 weeks. A lot of people usually have a week or two off from work. So it could be any time that you just invite someone over. Because, again, the festivities may alarm some people who aren't used to it, or it creates a very emotional reaction to them. And this is something, too, that we have to kind of get over, is why do we seem like we almost idolize the negative feelings that we have, or okay, don't make excuses, or yes, this is the way that I feel, so deal with it. You offend me if you don't deal with it. Hold on just one moment, okay? I think we've gotten culturally, socially, into bending over backwards, going to accommodate people's feelings. When you go from one extreme to the next, it's still off balance, and you're not any better than before. All right? Still not fixed. Let's be balanced. Figure out, and you have to take responsibility for your own feelings, for how you feel. If something offends you, do some inner work and find out, why did that offend me? Why did that upset me? I must sit with this. All right? And figure this out. And because if you don't, it can continue to be a problem. And then what happens is you hide behind a shield, and then you get upset when no one else, sees things your way or agrees with you. All right. So we need to stop making excuses and step into our responsibility, step into our mission, our role, what we are here to do. And we need to be as balanced as possible. Balanced as possible. Let's be balanced. All right. Now, there isn't a particular topic for today. My guides were just like, let's just freestyle this. Let's just go with it. And I'm just allowing. And it takes total trust to do this. And I've come a long way with allowing just to open up and allow messages to come in without having a game plan, without having a script, without having going on TV, going live, and you don't know what you're going to say. We all get these signs though in these messages of knowing what we need to, if you're in that type of spiritual platform and in the teaching, to just open up. And not only that, and this is why I always suggest journaling too, because you don't have to be outwardly a spiritual teacher. I think we all really are spiritual teachers, and we all can channel, all can communicate with the guides, and we can ask them what's the message or the theme of the day. And even if you just write it down and then you vibrate in that type of energy, you are delivering that message. All right. People always say actions speak louder than words, right? So oh yes, I have the mist going across the screen. It's incense. Thank you for those who haven't viewed the show in a while, and who are watching it maybe in archives and is wondering and can't see the chat. Yes, I have incense lit. So if you see a mist go by, so then that's what that is. I mean, if you see spirit behind me or to my side, though, then that's what you're saying. then yes, they're here. They must be, because they scared the pups from behind me. So anyway, they usually do that. Anyway, oh, now we have comedians. If I am very grateful for anyone who watches the show, whether you watch it in a replay, but if you can, I encourage you to try to watch the show live 1 p.m. Eastern time, so that you can communicate with the comedians in the chat room. They're quite funny. So everyone knows what the mist is. It's incense. So yeah, very nice. All right. So again, and I just keep finding the theme is that everything that's going on with the TV, with outward stuff, with all this protest. Again, we're going from one extreme to the next. Should we voice our opinion? Should we stand up? From what I understand, the planets, how they're all set up, this is a revolutionary time. This is the last time the planets were in this alignment. It was during the Revolutionary War. So this is why we all feel this way of fighting back, fighting back. We have to redefine fighting back. If you fight back, that's all the rules of war. Fighting back. What can you do to bring peace to the war? To the world. You'll never have peace if you use the rules of war to try to achieve it. Do you understand that? This just doesn't make any sense. It's going from that one extreme to the next. On one extreme there's war, and then peace is actually in the middle. But you have these people who peace is all good. They may have a different concept or view of peace, going from one extreme to the next. Let's bring it to the middle. We understand what war is all about. We've been living it for thousands and thousands of years. Now let's bring it to balance. And it takes complete trust to get back there, because the warlords, those who are in fake power, because it's not a true divine power, know that. All right. They don't want to give that power up. Not just lay down the sword. No, they don't want to do that. All right. And so karma's going to deal with them. And karma is dealing with them. You can see that the whole 3D way of life is imploding. It's folding in. This is what's making them fight back even more. And so the whole thing, too, is that whether certain situations are staged or to make people protest. Yes, I do feel people have a right and a voice. Don't show up in numbers like that in protest, because that always goes wrong and it's always used against us. And it gives the powers to be, fake powers to be, any type of excuse to declare martial law. All right? They expect that. Let me tell you, they expect it. They play on those who are stuck in their lower chakras with the survival instincts. Oh yeah, piss them off. They're just protesting. We'll get them back, and then we made this law. You want to totally shock them? Don't go anywhere and do anything. You have a peaceful rally right in your home. How can you do that? By not playing their game. By just sending love and light out in all directions and knowing that it does work and it's going to balance itself out. All right? So, but a lot of people feel like if I can't see the results, it's not effective. That's not true. And this is where it takes complete trust. Absolutely. And those in the healing field, healers, understand completely that you don't need to see it for it to work. The people who have experienced miracles, so-called miracles, had to have complete trust and allow. All right? Allow the divine's plan to play forward. Because sometimes we think we have a good idea on what direction we should take. And if we are too forceful with that, we often find that we're off course. And we shouldn't do that. We're oversteering. We're trying to override the GPS, right? We all have that internal divine navigation system called intuition, right? Intuition is our divine navigation. And we really need to listen to that. Listen to it even more so than ever before. All right? And there's going to keep being these things that come out that's trying to invoke fear. Just catch yourself. Catch how you're feeling. Even if it angers you, you're going to react one of two ways: in a fearful place or in an angry place. That's how you know you're reacting. A response is something more peaceful. The whole let's count to 10. Sit back and respond. And I'm not going to be a victim or partake in reaction. I'm going to sit back. I'm just going to respond. All right, doesn't mean I'm weak. This means that it's best just to together think and feel this out. This is that beautiful connection between your sacred heart center and your third eye. All right. What is the third eye? The third eye is the balanced mind, both sides of the mind. All right. And as soon as, again, what does it take for that balance? To have complete trust in your intuition. We have to get back to that because we have been taught for thousands and thousands of years to suppress that part of ourselves, but it's very powerful. All right? So how can you control the masses? Help them to forget their own empowerment. Strip them down. All right? Brainwash them. Create all these disillusions. So now if you see something on TV or a so-called situation has happened and you react to it, you're right where they want you. All right. So let me read this in chat because it's really good. Yeah, ask Creator, please heal my mind of all fear-based thoughts and projections. This is by Jeremy Ryden. He said this perfectly on his last show. Jeremy Ryden is also a True Psychics Network member, and his show Soul Signature is on Fridays. It's a radio show. Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. True Psychics Network has wonderful, wonderful shows, whether it's TV and radio. So check out the True Psychics Network TV and radio schedules on the website. We have wonderful shows. All of them are just really wonderful, great. I can't say too much more about them. Just amazing. Everyone is different, and it's great to be on that same type of spiritual teaching platform that True Psychics Network provides for all of us, to help all of you and to help each other too. We're here for each other as well. We're not perfect. In no way are we perfect. Oh, excuse me. Woo! Yeah. All right. Anyway. So, yes. And that's something, too. Again, I think I said at the beginning of the show, I posted a new video to my YouTube channel, Goldylocks Temple of Healing. So if you get a chance to check it out, I did post it on Facebook and that social networking, so check that out if you would like to. It's a tour. It's a Holy Days tour of the temple. For those who aren't local and wants to see, what the inside of the temple looks like. Again, that temple really refers to, the business of Goldylocks Temple of Healing, the temple I'm really talking about is our body. Is a physical temple. And it is a sacred place, very sacred. It houses our soul. So that's the temple I'm really talking about. But if you want to see the temple of the temple, so be sure to check that out. And and I was hesitant actually of filming that, and I'll tell you why. Is because I didn't want people to think that it was rubbing material possessions in someone's face. And I think sometimes people pay attention to how, again, you're reacting to these things. If people react of, oh, well, you have this, you have that, I don't, blah, 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 blah. Quite honestly, it's not you. You're helping mirror them something that they need to take care of on the inside. But you know what? Those who are on the receiving end of that feel bad, right? Do you feel bad? Do you feel guilty? No. You can have nice things. Everybody has nice things. And I guarantee there's people who complain who aren't just grateful for what they have. And I'll tell you right now, if you were to come into the home and I could show you, I tell you a little secret is to make things look like they're very expensive. I don't shop at a lot of retail stores, at least physically. I don't go into malls and pay retail price for a lot of things, and I look for sales and deals, and same with my clothes. I go to thrift stores. And also, thrift stores are great for, your home, decorating your home. I have found some really unusual, beautiful things, and because take advantage of the disposable society. You don't like something, just chuck it. Instead of trying to reuse it or recycle it. And so you can take advantage of that. It is a form of recycling when you're buying secondhand, whether it's yard sales, garage sales, whatever they call them, thrift stores. It's fun, and it's kind of like a challenge or fun, or use a particular item as it is, or maybe paint it or redo it a little bit, and it really stirs that whole imagination and creativity, and that's lies within your intuition. This is why a lot of artists and musicians and just people with their imagination, is all part of the intuition. Kids, when they play, great imagination. And we need to stay in touch with that inner child inside of us and play and have fun, right? So I think a lot of us are away from the retail store. Now it's like small business. I support small businesses. I support the person that's really creative. And this necklace that I'm wearing, this is the second time I've worn this, but I've got it. It's because it's very beautiful, but it is kind of heavy. So there's only so much I can deal with the heaviness near the heart area. But it's like a animal print medallion here, but it just reminds me of like Cleopatra. And this is something that was custom made by a small business, by a woman. She's on Facebook. It's Vicky Diane Designs. You can find her on Facebook and Etsy. She has a shop in Etsy. And so I love to, and it's, again, when I buy these things, it's not to flaunt anyone. It's to support small business. We all need to support one another. All right. And she lives in Spain, so I think that's great. Everything, I love handmade, homemade type of things, and I do buy within the United States too. It doesn't really matter to me if it's as long as it's a person and not a group of people that were maybe inhumanely forced to make a product. Right? Come on. Oh my goodness. And so yes, that's true. There's some things you don't buy second hand, like undergarments and socks. But I have to tell you, if people need to do that, then that's fine. You wash them and whatever. But I usually don't donate those particular clothes items either. my goodness. Anyway, we're having fun today. And that's a way you can help give back too. Recycling, donating things you don't use. And ask these questions. Where does this go if I were to throw this away? Where does it go? Does it go to the landfill of the earth? Is it poisoning the earth? Absolutely. Yeah. So how can I reuse this? And we have to think back to and how our ancestors would reuse something. They would use all of something, too. And it's the same thing. I'm not gonna really get too much into this, but it's the same thing like with those that hunt and use an animal. They use the whole animal, and they're very grateful. There's a gratitude and a beautiful blessing that takes place in that. I'm not talking for sport. I'm talking for those that it was survival and they needed to do that. And even now, I saw a video of a local turkey farm, and I have to tell you, I was very pleased. This woman sat down with a turkey, and she was loving on this turkey. This turkey's not in a cage. She was sitting on the ground outside what looked like a barn, and the turkey was in her lap. And she was stroking the turkey, kind of like a little tickling under the feathers or whatever turkeys like. Don't know. But petting this turkey, she had her hands on this turkey and telling the turkey already, thank you. Thank you. She goes, for Thanksgiving dinner, you're going to have cranberry sauce as a side. You're going to have this. She goes, you're going to feed so many people. We're so grateful for you. And for the, and it's the ultimate love that's being a love exchange. And the turkey was responding. People might think the turkey doesn't understand what she's saying. The turkey's just responding to her touching and petting it. Let me tell you something. Love responds to love, period. And there you go. Who says we have to have a specific language? Love responds to love. So beautiful. Beautiful. All right. And I was like, wow. And she does this to each turkey. I thought it was a very beautiful video. I personally, and I understand, it's fast, and you can also ask for the animal soul to leave the body before the actual happens. Do you know that? That really does happen too. No one has, I've never met anybody that had a traumatic death to where they remember the moment that their body was harmed. And I'm talking in a pain level that we can't deal with. All right? We take off. When we know it's time to, we take off before we can feel that extreme pain. Animals, it's the same thing. And they know it's time to go. There's no suffering, and they leave their body. All right? And so it's animals, not just animals, plants scream. So we get into this whole thing, and I understand there's people who want to who want to become vegan or vegetarian because they don't want to harm the animals. You're not harming. We forgot to bless. What it's like to bless. Native Americans used to, before they would go on a hunt, they would give praise and gratitude to the animal that's going to sacrifice themselves. And I have to tell you, sometimes the animal in spirit form would show up, whether in the fire or to them, and they would know which animal it was ahead of time. The animal even knew. But the animal also knew that it was totally a state of gratitude. This whole tribe that fed the tribe. And it, again, love exchange, love responding to love. And it is very, very beautiful. And with plants, a gardener understands that communication and that between the earth. And most things like apple trees or certain types of produce, when it's ready, it will release. And, drop the apple, drop whatever other vegetable. And sometimes you do have to pick. But you're telling, thank you, I'm going to pick you now. It's not just a going and ripping. And so when the actual gardener, when it's a one-on-one type of thing, you're blessing everything you consume before it even is in your body. When you take things to an industrial, or you have a staff, if they don't have your same feelings and concepts, they're not honoring. They're just ripping. All right. So I have heard, yes, absolutely, when animals die in fear, you can taste that. Absolutely, you can. Now, for those, though, that have died in fear, and for you to avoid eating it, do you know that that's not helping either? You can go back and heal that animal's trauma, the fear, by blessing it. Just bless it before you eat it. Take it and bless it, and it changes to where it will not be harmful in your body. You've also have healed any trauma. Now I have to tell you, because on these farms where people raise them and love them, they don't have that fearful environment. It's in these big industrial factories where they can hear this, wherever they are extinguishing the life at, where they can hear it, sense it, feel it, screams, whatever, travels all that energy, and that's what creates the fear, and then that's a chain reaction, and then they're fearful before they even get to that point of end of life. All right. And so yes, you can taste it if you don't bless it. I've blessed lots of food and there's a big difference. You can taste it, and you can have that own little experiment. And take one plate, don't bless it. Take one plate and bless it, and do a taste difference. Because when you bless it, you're healing everything. And you're giving gratitude to the animal that's made the sacrifice. You're giving gratitude even to those that took the life. You're going to give gratitude to the farmer. You're going to give gratitude to the land that fed this animal. You're going to give gratitude to the chef who prepared the dish. And you're going to give gratitude to your body that's consuming it. Okay? And it tastes different. It tastes better. And especially when you're saying that you're going to, everything that you consume is going to be put to your body's highest and greatest, to its best use. Giving gratitude again to everything. It does taste better. All right. And so, yes, we should absolutely demand, because here's the thing too. Do we avoid all the industrial meat? If you can't, don't be worried. If you can't afford to go buy organic. If you can't, and this is why I think some people feel bad. Don't feel bad. If you can't, and then you've got to work on your abundance too, to opening this up. And yes, consumer-wise, if we show that these local farms are increasing in sales and that we're buying things that are organic, it shows the food industry, people don't want this. And maybe make them rethink how they're doing their business. Hopefully, because there's just some that are just too greedy to get the clue. All right. So... And it's okay if you are vegan or vegetarian. I'm not picking on you. As long as you are healthy. Truly, truly healthy. And so I'm just trying to talk to those people who, by guilt, have done this. All right? And maybe you're not the right blood type to go vegetarian or vegan either. And not that I'm 100% on this blood type diet, but there's a blood type diet. And let me take some water. Ooh. Anyway, there's a blood type diet, and I'm O negative, and O's, blood type O, are the old hunters on this earth, and so we need meat. And I know I need the fat. I'm gonna tell you right now, and I go, so if I have to go out to eat, because I usually don't like to, that's when you really need to bless your food, because you don't know what you're getting, quite honestly. But, go out and say, you better leave that fat on there, on that piece of meat. Don't serve me meat with no fat on it. I want the fat, because I know I need a high fatty diet as well. So it's there's parts of it that I agree with the blood type diet, and there's parts that I think it's too strict. But it's just it was just interesting learning about it and seeing some of the similarities, and like, oh yeah, this is pretty cool. But again, you have to listen to your own body and what your body wants and needs. And when I'm saying blessing the food, that's what I was talking about with the gardener too, with the vegetables. You're blessing everything, absolutely. Even like with your fruit, with the apples, you're blessing that apple tree where it came off of, and the earth, that nourished this tree and this produce, and the farmer that cultivated it, took care of it. And even the delivery person who delivered it to a grocery store or wherever you bought it from, delivered it to the farmer's market, whatever. You're incorporating just gratitude all the way across the board. All right? And for every living being. And animals and plant life and nature are all alive, and they're different beings. We have to remember that. All right, and so it's very beautiful, and I think we've just gotten away from all that. I think it's great. We want equality for all beings, but our survival on this earth plane requires us to maybe be a little bit different. Requires us to have that, to honor, I would say, the food chain. Now, try to tell another animal to become a vegan or a vegetarian. It won't happen. Animals have to hunt for their diet. You're going to make them stop? You can't. I think it's really great, because I grew up as an empath, but I think people my age also, we grew up with, what was that? Mutual of Omaha, nature shows. And this was a time when we only had 3 channels on TV. Before cable. And so we would watch these shows. And I remember, oh my gosh, that's terrible. Did you just see that? And my guides came in and it was explaining to me, hold on, it's fast. There's no pain or suffering, because they are grateful for that animal for sacrificing so that they could feed their pack. All right. And I was like, oh, they're like, you're looking at it the wrong way. You're looking at it with your physical eyes. You've got to feel what's going on. Feel the love exchange between them two. Look behind the picture and feel what's going on. And I was like, oh. And then as they drag the animal to feed the rest of their pack or their cubs or whatever, and then when they're done, then you have the scavengers that move in and clean up. Think of how much it feeds. It keeps the whole ecosystem going. So we keep the whole ecosystem going too. All right. And because a lot of animals that we do eat, like deer, if they get overpopulated, they overrun. All right. So do you understand what I'm, talking about, trying to get at? It is that it's a beautiful part of life. And we've just gotten away, though, from gratitude and blessings. All right. So, but you pay attention to your own diet in your own body. If you want to eat something or not eat something, that's great. I'm just, again, just to make sure that everyone understands, I'm not trying to convert anybody. I just, those that are doing something out of guilt or fear, even if they know it's not best for them, those are the ones I'm talking to. Because if your body needs a specific diet and you work against it, you will get sick. And your body will let you know. And you know, deep down, instinctively anyway, oh, I wish I could just eat this. You know, so you know that the diet isn't right, but you are riddled with guilt. So those are the ones I'm going to talk to. Don't be riddled by guilt, and it's okay. And as long as you are healthy, for those that did make the choice, that's great. Continue to do so. I just think everyone, if you're making a smoothie, a shake, whatever, water, bless it. Anything you consume, bless it. All right. So it's and that's that. I have to tell you, I love little pigs. I think they're the cutest little things, and I love bacon too. You know, isn't that hard for a lot of people? I guess unless you're Jewish, because I don't think they eat pork, right? But you know, it's especially depending on where you grew up and what you had, you know, exposed to, whatever. Again, bless it. I bless it, you know, and just bless your food. So I think that was cute. The pigs. Who wouldn't want a little teapot pig as a pet? Aren't they cute? But I most definitely, I wouldn't want to eat it. Once you make something as a pet or you bring it into your family, how can you eat it? I'm not into cannibalism. But anyway, even like Charlotte's Web devastated me when I saw as a child. The whole concept that they killed those pigs, you know. So yes, even though that's why I was like, I couldn't grow up on a farm with a place that raises these animals for food, because I would be too emotional over it. But then again, maybe you have to find that middle ground. You have to find that, and that's what amazed me when I was telling you about that video with the turkey. She found that middle ground, that peaceful middle ground, and the love exchange between them two is beautiful, beautiful. And anyway, so so it was just, it's a lesson of, you could do it if you had to, and this is what you would do. You would bless them. You would help heal them. You would help heal the situation. All right. And all right. So thank you everyone so much. The time's just gone by so fast. Woo! Thank you everyone for tuning in. It's been a great show, and I am honored and blessed that we all sat in Sacred Circle today. And you feel the energy going around to each and every one of us. Everyone who watches, whether you're watching live or on replay, is receiving a healing with these shows. All right, so I encourage you to check out next week at 1 p.m. my TV show. And I do believe actually next Tuesday I have 2 shows. Periodically I'll have 2 shows. So next Tuesday, the 16th, I will have my TV show at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then at 9 p.m., I'll have a radio show only, a radio show. And if you go to Blog Talk Radio, look under True Psychics Network. There's the Spiritual Insight Show. So 9 p.m., a radio show only. And my special guest will be Reverend Terry Baker, who is a member of True Psychics Network. And we're getting him comfortable with being on radio so he can start his own radio show, which is really exciting. All right. So again, thank you all so very much. Have a beautiful and blessed week. And remember that you are blessed and you are a blessing. And you are here on this earth plane at this time to help make a difference. So which way are we going to work for? Are we going to work for peace, or are we going to go from one extreme to the next? Let's stay in that balanced peace, and remember, I am an instrument of peace, love, and light. Repeat as necessary. Many blessings to everyone. Thank you so much. Lots of love and light to each and every one of you.